Welcome to the Love Clarity Podcast, where you come to heal your relationship trauma and learn to love deeply without losing yourself. Hello, love, and welcome to the Love Clarity Podcast, where we stop running from ourselves and start choosing the kind of love that actually feels like home. I'm Sanya Bari, relationship trauma therapist, coach, and someone who's spent years trying to earn peace by fixing everything, except the way I spoke to myself, except the way I treated myself. And today's episode is gentle. It's personal, and it's about the most important relationship in your life, the one you have with yourself. Because what you really want is peace of heart and peace of mind, not peace that waits for that perfect moment for every duck to line up in a row, but peace that shows up now at will when you want it. When you stop being at war with yourself. You know, self-criticism doesn't always sound harsh. Sometimes it's just like a whisper inside you. It's like, it can sound like, why are you like this? You really should have known better. And why are you doing this again the wrong way? Even in healing, when we're working on ourselves, when we're like, okay, you know what? I'm just doing self-work. I'm doing something beautiful for myself. It can even show up there in your self-work. You can start shaming yourself, bringing yourself down. Like, I can't believe you're not healed yet. I can't believe this still happens to you. Seriously, that's how you reacted? You can really turn against yourself without really realizing it. If your radar is not on, this can slip up very quickly and very easily. We can take voices over of the ones that abused us. We can borrow voices of those people that really, really hurt us, keeping their work going even when they're not around. And I used to be just like that. I'd replay every mistake. I'd over-apologize. I'd over-explain. I'd over-function. I would overthink. And I thought that way of living was like a way of being responsible. That was my version of, if I'm being a responsible person in this world, if I'm being accountable, that's how you do it. I'm just being very honest, I used to say to myself. But really, you know what? It was just me trying to earn my right to exist. That inner voice, that main voice, it wasn't making me better. It was just making me shrink smaller and smaller. Becoming more and more scared, freezing sometimes because of this fear. The shift from that place didn't come, as you might think, from years of therapy and schooling and clinical work. No, it came from making this one decision that I now invite you to become someone I could trust. To take minute, everyday, inconsequential moments to earn my trust, just the way it's earned with everybody and everything else. I sat down and I wrote 5 values I wanted to live by. I would call them qualities I value. And to me, this was like my compass. It was going to be my navigator, my tool that was going to tell me, say yes to this and say no to that. Come closer to this, go farther away from that. And this list wasn't about performing. I just really wanted this to finally be my criteria as opposed to living into criterias that other people had decided for me of what it looked like to have a fulfilling life. And that's what that list, that tiny short list, I have a worksheet that I give my clients. If you want it, reach out to me, email me, message me here. I'll get the message. I'm going to send it to you. But if you don't have that worksheet, you can still sit down and really clarify what are 5 values that if you were to live by them, that if you were to bring them into your life, that you would feel like, you know what? I would feel so fulfilled. I would feel proud of myself. I would go to bed saying, yes, This is the way to live. I would feel like I'm in integrity with myself. It's not about performing, it's about living and embodying it. And so then, with my list in hand, with my tiny little list in hand, I started a game. And I called it the Quality Control Inspector game, and I invite you to it now. I want you to picture this. You're in a factory. You're standing with a simple clipboard in your hand. You have a very, very simple job. This is not some type of complex job. On the clipboard are those 5 words that are the qualities that you value. Not somebody else out there, not somebody who's telling you that you should value it. You, in your heart, you value those qualities. And they are on the clipboard. You have a simple job. You stand there and you watch thoughts, feelings, actions roll past you on a conveyor belt. You're a factory worker. You see them rolling past, and then you look at the little list that you have, little short list of 5, and you say, more of this, less of that. No to this, yes to that. Going towards this, going away from that. You say, I'm going to keep it. I want to reject it. Whatever you want to use. But it's a simple, simple job. Now, can you become emotional about it? And to be very honest, sometimes I would. Oh my God, I can't believe I did this. Oh, this whole thing. And the whole game was about this. There's a reason I, on a regular basis, gamify things, because not only does it give us a little bit of a distance away from what we are working on, but it also lightens it up for us, because we can just become sometimes too controlling and too almost like overthinking about it. And this is just in the end a series of consistent choices that you make to go towards something and away from something else. And so here's the game for you. I would love for you to try it. And this game changed everything. It gave me the structure without the cruelty. I used to think I had to be smart. I had to be thin, married, emotionally polished, the strong one. Always keep it together. Always be everything for everyone. Figure out what people want and just do it. Make sure nobody's feelings get hurt. Oh my God, if anybody's feelings get hurt. That's what I thought. I thought that's what makes people lovable. I thought that's what makes me lovable. That's what I was doing. I was earning the love. But slowly, I started loving the girl who was anxious, the one who was messed up, the one who overthought, texted and cried in the car, made promises that I'm never going to do it again, embarrass myself, embarrass other people, sometimes just like not understand why I did that again. I stopped trying to deserve my own love. I took that carrot off at the end of the stick. I broke the stick. I threw it away. I said, no, I love me for being me, for absolutely no reason. I had to learn to love the part of me that was, connected to my soul, that was gorgeous and glorious, and it was impressive, and, it was very celebrated. Sometimes I really had a hard time even loving that because of this misunderstanding of what I thought was humble. So I really still had to work on that. But what I really, really needed to work on was the type of whippings that I would give myself when I would sense that maybe somebody that I love was disappointed at me. And that was a big one for me. Like, I couldn't stand it. I would sometimes develop headaches if I noticed that somebody that I love, my family, that I've disappointed them. But I started to love her, because I made a promise to myself that I no longer will love myself or be with myself in the way that I don't approve. Like, let's say that if I have a friend, I wouldn't not want to be a fair weather friend for them. And I've never been like that. No matter what my friends do, if I've called you a friend, if you go to jail, I'm coming to jail to visit you. If you are not looking good and everybody walks away, I'm going to be there standing next to you, telling you I love you. And I'm like, why can't I do that for me? I do that for my kids. I do it for everyone that I love. I'm bringing that to me. Years of practice in loving, I'm bringing that to me. It wasn't a moment. It was a quiet, everyday decision to live like I belonged to myself. When I stopped performing for my own approval, life got peaceful. Not perfect. There's no such thing as perfect, but peaceful. I made clearer choices. I said no without guilt. I'm like, okay, if you have the audacity to ask me for this favor, I'm going to use that same gorgeous relationship that you think that we have, that you think that you can ask me to say no. I was so aware of me, witnessing myself, that I could no longer betray myself, even if that meant disappointing the ones I loved. I started to be the one I loved. I realized anyone who told me or gave me the impression that I had to sell myself out to or betray myself to love them, that I had to go, hurt myself to prove to them that I love them, that person I understood could no longer be trusted for me to love them. I'm not doing that anymore. I'm not playing that game. You love me. You got to love all of me, because there's a lot of me that isn't many times lovable to you. And I'm okay with that, because I love it still. I love that part still. And if you can't love me the way I love me, then I will continue to love you. But I cannot be in a relationship with you, because you no longer treat the one I love, which is me, well. You don't treat me well. So I can't be with you. I can continue to love you, but I'm not going to be somebody else for you no more. That's it. I'm done with that. I became sacred for myself. And I had tiny tests that I would say, okay, listen, if I cannot accept this for my daughter, I'm not going to accept it for myself. Like, my relationship with my daughter is sacred. It didn't require a lot of psychological insight. It was just a split-second decision. This is not okay for my daughter, and it was not okay for me. That simple test allowed me to use one tiny moment of choice at a time to come back to myself, to understand what it means to love myself. So many of you are like that. You are so great at loving other people. And it is now your chance to bring that loving to you. I was no longer afraid of making mistakes, so I could live more fully. I could experience more. I could work the way I wanted to work, because now I trusted myself to recover from mistakes, from embarrassments, from shame, because there was no shame now. Because when I had shame, I would just work with myself. I didn't have a middleman anymore. Because now I was finally on my side. There was no more civil war within me any longer. Because now I wasn't chasing that worth. I was always connected to the warm worth I felt inside me. No other verifications were necessary. I was just checking with myself, which I call self-consent. When you check in with yourself first, before you make a decision, not from some type of a punishment or some other type of an idea. And that check-in, that camaraderie, that relationship with myself that I had to earn. Just like we earn trust with everyone else, I had to earn that trust with myself. I almost would visualize myself standing there, and I'd say, okay, I know I want to impress this person that's in front of me, but there's no way that I'm going to disappoint Sanya, because she's standing right next to me. I'm not going to disappoint her, because I'm going home with her. I'm going to look at her in the mirror, and I'm going to have to answer why I chose to impress this person and betray me. And if this person isn't going to be impressed, unless I betray myself, that this person maybe doesn't deserve for me to impress them. And in this moment, I will choose impressing myself instead. That's the foundation of emotional clarity. And that's the beginning of peace. It's the end of suffering. So take a breath and ask yourself this question. Where have I been mean to myself in the name of accountability? What would it sound like to speak to myself with loyalty? What needs to be released for me to finally pick me, even when those that love me are demanding that I don't? Peace isn't the absence of chaos. It's the presence of trust inside you. And if you want to practice that, Not just understand it on some type of surface cerebral level. If you really want to embody it, then come join me inside the Love Clarity Inner Circle, where we meet 4 to 6 times a month to practice befriending ourselves in real time by using the Love Clarity method. No performance, just presence. Or meet me here again next week. And until then, I'm Sanya Bari, with love from my heart to yours.